imagine a device, right, sitting on your desk, maybe 80 years old. And with just a simple flick, it instantly shows you the current date. Click. Just like that.
Yeah, it's this amazing blend of antique charm, but also really clever engineering underneath.
Totally. It's tactile, it's history, and it works on principles that are still, well, pretty elegant today. And in today's deep dive, we're kind of pulling back the curtain on one specific example. An 80-year-old antique Fanier Rilly. That's a manual flip calendar.
Right.
We're going to explore its mechanism, which is surprisingly simple, but also, utterly fascinating. How just 16 double-sided cards can show all 31 days.
16 cards, yeah. And they move just with gravity. Plus, you've got separate bits for the month and the weekday.
It's genius, really. How such a limited set of parts can cycle through a whole month. Just smart design and, well, gravity doing its thing.
It really is a masterclass in mechanical efficiency. Minimum parts, maximum function.
But our mission today, it isn't just to admire how clever it is, though that's definitely part of it. We're going to follow the really meticulous step-by-step restoration of this calendar. We're following a restorer, PSB Resolvation.
PSB Resolvation. Yeah, they do amazing work.
You'll see how this, worn-out relic is painstakingly brought back to life. From the outside shell right down to the tiny internal bits.
So a proper deep dive into the restoration itself.
Exactly. We're finding out not just how it works, but how you actually fix something like this, how you bring it back from decades of wear and tear.
Okay, let's get into it.
So the restorer gets this 80-year-old mechanism. What's the very first step? What do you see when you open that mainframe up?
Well, the first thing you see are the core components laid out. You've got the square date cards, obviously, and then separate bits for the month and the weekday cards.
And it's those date cards that are really clever, right? 16 double-sided ones.
That's the key. 16 cards to show days 1 through 31. It's incredibly efficient, space-saving design.
So how does it actually work? How does flipping it change the date with so few cards?
It's all about gravity and clever stacking. When you flip the whole unit over, the cards inside, they sort of slide and restack themselves automatically. Gravity just pulls the next day's card into position.
Huh. Simple but effective.
And for the weekdays, there's that little wooden barrel at the bottom. That one's manual. You just turn it.
Okay, so you see all these parts. What's the very, very first action the restorer takes? Does it sort of signal how they'll approach the whole thing?
Oh, absolutely. It sets the tone. The approach is typically outside in, so the very first move is dealing with the original logo sticker.
The logo. Why start there?
Preservation. You want to save it if possible, but it's usually glued on pretty tight after 80 years, so they apply just a little bit of gentle heat.
To soften the glue.
Exactly. Soften the old glue so you can carefully peel that sticker off without tearing it. It's methodical. Start carefully on the outside.
Right. Okay, so the logo is safely set aside. What's next for the main body? The frame and the base. They must be pretty beat up after all this time.
Oh yeah. Years of use, maybe some rust, grime. That's the main challenge for the structural parts. So the next big step is sandblasting.
Sandblasting? That sounds quite aggressive.
It can be, but it's necessary. They use white jade sand here, which is a specific abrasive. It strips away absolutely everything. Old paint, rust, grime, right back to the bare metal.
And when you strip it all back like that, what do you find? Does it reveal hidden problems?
It lays bare the calendar's history, warts and all. You often find tiny pits and flaws in the metal surface. Those are the scars of long-term corrosion.
Little pits. Oh.
So the sandblasting shows you the true extent of the damage, what really needs fixing before you can think about making it look good again.
So you can't just paint over those pits then? I guess not.
Definitely not. Not for proper restoration anyway. Yeah. No, those little imperfections, they have to be meticulously filled.
With what?
They use something called heat-resistant atomic ash. It's a very fine, very strong filler. You apply it carefully into every little pit, then let it cure fully. Usually takes about an hour.
An hour to harden properly.
Right. Needs to be totally solid. Once it's cured, then comes the sanding and polishing. Really precise work to get the surface perfectly smooth, perfectly uniform.
And then the paint?
Then the new finish. In this case, it's powder coating, which is much more durable than regular paint. Black for the bottom plate, and this rather distinctive bluish color for the other main exterior parts.
Powder coating, so it's tough and looks good.
Exactly. Gives it a really durable, aesthetically pleasing finish. It's a huge part of the transformation.
That sounds like a really thorough job on the outside. Do the internal bits, like the brackets and supports, get the same treatment?
Yep, pretty much the same rigorous process. The internal brackets, the side brackets, they also get sandblasted clean.
Okay.
Then they're powder coated too. Some black, some that sky blue color, so everything matches visually. It keeps that cohesive look throughout the whole piece.
But I imagine those internal parts have different kinds of wear, right? Things that move, things that hold weight.
You're spot on. It's not just about cleaning and coating. You have to address the mechanical wear and tear.
Like what specifically?
Well, old rivets and pins, the things that act like axles or hold parts together, they get worn down. So those are carefully removed.
And replaced.
And replaced. Sometimes sections of the brackets themselves might be slightly bent or deformed after decades of stress, so those need to be carefully straightened.
Right, back into true shape.
Exactly. And even little details matter. Any sharp edges left from manufacturing or wear are meticulously chamfered.
Chamfered.
Yeah, it means beveling the edge slightly, smoothing it off. It looks better, feels better, and can actually help parts fit together more smoothly. Then they custom make new pins, the axles, and new gaskets to go with them.
Custom-made parts. Wow.
Has to be done for a proper fit. And again, for consistency, these new shiny metal parts are also powder-coated or sometimes treated with cold bluing.
Cold bluing, what's that?
It's a chemical process that gives the metal a dark, protective finish, sort of a black or deep blue color, so everything matches, old and new.
Okay, so the internal structure is sound, everything's coated. Now you have to put the base back together, I assume.
That's right. The newly restored base components are carefully layered back together. Then they're secured, often using something called a spring punch.
A spring punch?
Yeah, it's a tool that helps you set rivets or pins precisely, locking them firmly in place. It's all about getting that alignment perfect and the fastening secure.
Now, you mentioned earlier some parts might be missing. I heard this one was missing the slot for the month cards. How on earth do you recreate that accurately?
This is where modern tech meets antique restoration. It's pretty cool. The missing month card slot, it's recreated using precise laser engraving.
Laser engraving to make a whole slot.
Well, laser cutting probably to get the shape.
Yeah.
Then maybe engraving for fine details if needed. The point is, it's incredibly precise, allowing them to match the original design dimensions exactly.
That's amazing.
Once the slot piece is shaped, the edges are finished carefully, and then, just like the other parts, it gets powder-coated black before being installed right where it should be. Fits seamlessly.
Like it was never missing. What about the weekday mechanism? That little wooden barrel. Simpler fix.
Much simpler, yeah. The wooden barrel itself just needs a good sanding, tidying up.
Okay.
What's quite interesting here, though, are the new weekday stickers they apply. They're in Ukrainian.
Oh, really? Why Ukrainian?
It reflects the restorer's origin. PSB reservation is based in Ukraine and possibly nods to the calendar's own history, which we'll get to. It adds a layer of personal and maybe historical authenticity.
That's a really nice touch. A little cultural fingerprint on the restoration. Was the knob to turn that barrel still there?
No, sadly, the original control knob for the weekday barrel was missing. Another missing piece.
So another custom job?
Exactly. A new one had to be specially manufactured. That involves lathing metal to get the shape, maybe some engraving, and then a final black powder coat to match. Then it's installed. It's a simple turn mechanism, but you need the knob.
Right, I can't turn it without the knob. Okay, so the body's restored, mechanisms are being rebuilt.
Right.
What about its identity? The logo. You said the original was removed carefully. Was it reused?
Unfortunately, no. Even though it was removed carefully, the original logo plate was just too far gone. Too aged, too worn, couldn't really be restored or even read properly.
Ah, shame. So how do you replace that, especially if you want to keep the historical info?
Well, you recreate it, again, using modern precision. A new logo plate is made, typically through laser engraving.
And what did the new logo reveal? Did it have that historical info?
It did, and this is crucial. The new plate shows that the calendar was originally produced in Kharkiv, Ukraine.
Kharkiv. Okay, so the Ukrainian weekdays make even more sense now.
Exactly, and it specifies it was during the Soviet era. So this little plate connects the object right back to a specific time and place. It gives it provenance.
That's fantastic. Was making this new plate straightforward. Just engrave and stick it on.
A little more complex, actually. The new plate material was thicker than the original fragile one.
Thicker. Okay, so harder to work with.
Needs different tools. They had to use a wire saw for a really precise cut. Then, again, careful edge finishing, deburring, removing any tiny sharp bits left from cutting.
Meticulous work even on the logo plate.
Every step. Once the new plates are perfect, they're attached securely using AB glue, which is a strong two-part epoxy, hopefully set for another 80 years.
Okay, frame, base, internals, logo. Feels like we're getting close. But what about the absolute heart of the calendar, the date cards themselves? How do you restore those?
Yeah, the cards are maybe the most detailed part. It starts with complete disassembly. Each number card is taken apart from its little frame.
Right, individual pieces.
Then sandblasting again, get them perfectly clean, remove all the old paint, any grime. Creates a totally blank canvas.
A fresh start for each number. How do you get the numbers back on so perfectly? Not hand-painted, I assume.
No, definitely not hand-painted for this level of precision. First, a uniform layer of white paint goes on as a base coat. Let that dry completely.
Okay, white base. Then
laser engraving again, but this time it's used for something called laser ablation.
Ablation, what's that?
It means the laser carefully burns away, or ablates, the top layer of white paint only where the number should be. This reveals the metal, or a different layer underneath, creating the number shape with incredible sharpness.
Wow. So the number isn't added, it's revealed by removing paint.
Precisely. It's super accurate. After the numbers are etched, there's a varnish treatment.
For protection.
Protection, yes, but it often also adds color back into the ablated area, making the number stand out maybe in black or another color, and seals the whole card surface.
Got it.
Then finally, the restored number cards are reassembled with their little frames, which have also been cleaned and varnished separately, ready for action.
Okay. Everything's restored. Frame, base, brackets, pins, logo, cards. Now the final assembly. How does it all come together? Is there a trick to stacking those cards?
There definitely is. The restored date cards have to be stacked in the correct sequence, very carefully. One wrong card and the whole perpetual thing doesn't work.
Right, the order is critical.
Then they're installed into the mainframe. And there's a nice little detail. The very top card, the one you see when it's maybe reset, features a phrase in Ukrainian.
Another Ukrainian touch. What does it say?
It says, slow rotation. Just a little instruction for the user. Don't whip it around too fast. Be gentle.
Slow rotation. Makes sense for a mechanical antique. Now, you called it a perpetual calendar earlier. Why perpetual? And how does it manage to keep flipping endlessly without messing up? It seems so simple, just gravity.
Yeah, perpetual is the common name for these because theoretically they can display the date indefinitely. You just keep flipping. It's a design principle that actually goes way back, patented as early as the 1920s.
1920s, wow.
And the secret to how it works so flawlessly, just using gravity without jamming, well, that's the real magic. It's not quite as simple as cards just dropping straight down.
Oh, so what is happening inside?
If you could see inside, maybe with a transparent model, you'd notice the cards don't just move vertically, they also shift slightly back and forth as they fall and restack.
Back and forth?
There are usually hidden guides, or maybe precisely angled tracks inside the frame. This combination of vertical drop and slight horizontal shift creates a reliable, cyclical movement. Each card essentially gets nudged out of the way to allow the next one to fall correctly.
Ah, like a little mechanical dance.
Exactly, a kind of elegant mechanical ballet, all driven by gravity. That careful choreography prevents jams and ensures that smooth, continuous, error-free flipping. That's the perpetual secret. Simple concept, brilliant execution.
That is genuinely brilliant. What an incredible journey we followed from this, rusty, worn-out 80-year-old thing, painstakingly restored. Sandblasting, filling, laser engraving, powder coating, custom parts, careful reassembly. It's now this fully functional, beautiful piece of history again.
The transformation is really something, and you see the level of craftsmanship involved, both originally and in the restoration.
Absolutely. It's profound, isn't it? This whole deep dive, it wasn't just about fixing an old object. It felt like understanding the ingenuity behind it.
The mechanics that let it work for so long, and then the meticulous processes needed to preserve that ingenuity.
Yeah, you really see how precision and patience, and a deep understanding of how materials work can just revive something you might have thought was lost to time.
It's a real testament to valuing preservation and just the enduring power of really good, clever design.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. Consider the simple objects around you. Maybe something you use every single day without a second thought. What hidden, elegant mechanical secrets might they hold? What clever designs are waiting just beneath the surface, maybe waiting for you to notice? Much like the precise gravity-powered dance of these little calendar cards.
Want more amazing transformations? Hit subscribe, plenty of cool restorations coming up.